Hello and welcome to the first ever diary of a plumbing and heating engineer on live Smart Pipe Plumbing and Central Heat King. So yeah, welcome Dan. It's that way, isn't it? I've got from left to right.
Thank you, mate.
How you doing, Dan?
I'm good. How are you, mate?
Not too bad, thank you. Bit nervous for this first ever interview / podcast, basically. So yeah, we'll let people join. There's only a few people watching at the moment. So a bit of an intro, what's going to happen going forward and what's coming, basically. So dive with a plumbing heating engineer. We're going to interview people in the plumbing and heating trade, not just off the YouTube and Instagram scene, TikTok world. We're going to try get some people that aren't even on the social media world interviewed and see what they think of the plumbing and heating world, basically. So if you haven't subscribed to myself, do hit the subscribe button. But if you haven't subscribed to Dan, go hit him as well. His link is in the description. So do go check him out. He's just hit 1K, if I'm correct. Is that right, Dan?
Just yeah, last week.
Just hit 1K. Well done, mate. I am big fan of the channel. How are you doing? And we'll get into it shortly. So,
lovely.
We've got
Ask people if we're lagging. Because sometimes it lags out on your end, on my end.
Are we lagging? And can you hear us both? Okay. This is the first time doing this, so bear with us.
I can't see any chat.
You can't see any chat?
Well, unless no one's wrote anything, okay.
No, there's quite a few people commenting. We've got Mr. Caprani himself in the comments. Hi, Nathan. Is George here? George is there as well, I believe. George loves throating pepperamis. You make of that what you want. George loves throating pepperamis. Make of that what you want.
Yeah.
PG round here, Nathan. Oh, Dan J, whatever your name is.
Is it PG?
We're not. Let's get past 9 o'clock first before we start going a bit explicit. Nathan, you'll have to get. We'll have to link up and see about getting on doing this maybe next month. I'm going to keep it for now, doing these interviews once a month. If it does pick up and you are liking it, we may make it twice a month. We'll see. So we'll get into it. So we're going to break the ice, just a bit of a random one. Dan, tell us your best joke. What's your best joke? Put you on the spot here.
Oh my God, you have put me on the spot. I can't. My best joke, I can't.
Go on, you must have one.
I'm not a comedian.
There's many comedians in the plumbing and heating world.
That's PG. This isn't Plumber's Tales or Dave.
No.
When he got you at the factory tour, that was absolutely brilliant.
DW, Dave.
Yeah,
he's not letting me live that one down. Yeah, I don't think I'll ever live down the Home Alone thing. I think it'll go to the grave with me, to be honest.
Just for future reference, I can only see chat if I click on. I have to go off this, so I can't see the camera at all, and I have to go on comments.
That's because you are. Can you change your camera to portrait?
Good point. No, still safe.
Okay.
Still safe. Never mind. Just make people where I can't see comments.
Right, okay. So do drop your comments below. I'm going to put a lot of fancy little banners. So if you have got any questions you want to ask either myself or especially Dan, do drop them in the comments below. We will be getting some of your questions over to him. But we'll start off Dan, where did it all begin for you as a plumbing and heating apprentice? Right back at the beginning, how did you get into this plumbing and heating world?
I kind of fell into this role because my dad's a plumber, but not gas. And yeah, I found myself out of work at 18. I just went labouring on him, and then we decided to go for an apprenticeship. Like I said, I didn't want to be a plumber, but I still don't want to be a plumber. But the money's good, and I enjoy running a business. So I started when I was 18. That's when I started my apprenticeship.
So did you do your apprenticeship with your dad then?
Yeah, with my dad, and then because he was only water, so I served up until level 2. Is it level 2? Level 3 is your gas, isn't it? Up until level 2 with my dad, and then I had to go 1 day a week for free, as in no money, not the number. Right. With a gas guy just to get my portfolio. Yeah, and then as soon as I've qualified gas and passed my level 3, the plan was always that's all my dad wanted to do. His business wasn't set out for having two people. He didn't want to grow his business, so I was always going to go on my own. So at 22, that's when I started the business.
So is your dad still on the tools now?
He's supposed to have retired last month, but he hasn't.
No, yeah, still I think a lot of tradies won't ever retire. It's one of them. It's once you're in the trade, you're never out of it.
I think you need everybody, not just in the trades. I think you need a hobby before you retire. Yeah. He doesn't really have a hobby. So
right.
Work is your hobby.
I suppose that's worked probably well for yourself and him. With you both being in the trade, you've been able to help each other out on larger jobs.
Kind of, but we argue like cat and dog on at work.
You can go one of both ways, I suppose. You either get on like a house on fire, or you don't work well together at all.
Well, we do get on like house on fire. Like I can moan about jobs and customers, and we'll talk for ages on that. But as soon as we're on jobs together, we're although we are very similar, just some things are just we just do different. That's probably the difference between modern plumbing and old school plumbing.
Yeah, I know what you mean. How did you find college? Was it in your apprenticeship? Was it difficult? Did you breeze through it, or what were your opinions on it?
To be fair, I found it quite easy. I did actually. I found not the practical, the theory side really easy. That is just multiple choice though, so it's not as hard as people make out. And I didn't need to do my key skills, which maths and English, I believe it was. I didn't need to do that because I'd already got them at school. The practical side, I found easy. I'm not gonna lie, it isn't a breeze. What I struggle with and still do is because I only did 1 day a week with this this other company learning my gas. I just did not have enough experience in the gas industry.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I was the same when I served my apprenticeship over 3 different companies, and I did like the same. I didn't have much experience like on the repair side of boilers and stuff like that, which I'd like to get more into, and I too tried dabbling it here and there, but I do struggle with it sometimes still now.
With the repair side of things, I cannot recommend enough the backseat fault finding course. Have you done the 3-day fault finding course?
I haven't done the fault. I've done their standard course, the 1-day course, but I've not done their fault finding course.
Like it's a 3-day. It is intense. Your first day is basically learning how to use a multimeter, which, do you know what I mean? That'll help you out a lot. I can't remember really to say, but it's been about 4 years ago since I did. But that really did help you out. It is aimed at backseas because it's in a backseat training centre. So everything you work on is backseat, but a boiler is a boiler. You know what I mean? They all do the same thing.
They're all the same thing. So moving on swiftly, going on to further in the career. You're a business owner. You've done it for how many years? You've been self-employed now?
This will be my 11th year.
11th year. So you've got plenty of experience. What are your main dislikes and likes of being self-employed and the game itself?
Customers are my main dislikes. They just make the job hard work.
Yeah, certain ones can.
If we're talking about the job, if we're talking about the job, what I dislike most, people will see off my YouTube videos. I don't do big jobs. I can't. As petty as it sounds, certain jobs which come up, I won't be able to sleep the night before, and I've done that job, I don't know, 30 times ahead before I've even got there. So the bigger the job, the more I become.
Yeah, I get what you mean. I've been there.
So yeah, I dislike big jobs. Did you say what I like about it?
Yeah, what you like as well.
Is that a question?
Well, if there is anything that you do like, I know it's quite hard these days.
The money.
The money. In it for the money.
I love it. I love a combi swap.
You like straight swaps? We all like that. We like the money side of that as well. Evening, Mr. Tiffs, Mr. Mark. How you doing, Mark?
Is Tiffers in here?
Mr. YouTube himself has greeted us today.
Mr. YouTube.
Right. We'll get on to some of the questions in the chat for a little bit. So we've got Caprani Plumbing and Heating. We've got how's Graph today, lads? You've been busy. So what you been up to today?
I've been on a combi swap. Are we busy? Am I busy?
Are you busy?
The last 4 months, last 4 weeks, it has been really quiet. Like, I don't think I've ever known it as quiet. And then as of Tuesday this week after the bank holiday, it's gone back to normal where I'm booked up again for. I don't like to be any further booked up than 2 weeks, but at the minute it's about a week and a half, so I'm getting to the usual stage of it's gone back to normal. But I think April. One bit of advice I give to somebody who's going self-employed is keep, if you do have a diary, mine's a paper one. So keep your last year diary, and then when you do get a quiet spell, you can look back at what you was doing last year and just see. So I look back at last year, and last April was dead as well. So it must be. It must just be the time of year for me.
Yeah, I'm the same. I go through patches where I'll be rushed off my feet, and then a couple of weeks later, I could be struggling for work, looking for work. I think we all go through it, ups and downs. It's part of being self-employed, I suppose.
Yeah.
So, any more questions? Let's have a look. Just a quick one. Where's it gone? Adam, pipe cleaners that go into combi drills. Anyone sell them? Dan Stokes on Instagram. He sells ones that go straight into combi drills. You can't change the bristles inside. They are pretty expensive, but they're good at what they do. You can get cheaper ones on Amazon, but you pay for what you get, I suppose. Do you use any the pipe cleaning ones? Use the Dan Stokes ones?
I don't know.
You don't?
No.
Reason for it, or do you not like them, or just
expensive? Too expensive.
Yeah.
They're a good idea, but they're too expensive for not being able to change the brushes. Sorry, Dan.
I couldn't agree more. To be honest, if the Tool Bag Man, which I think he's changed his name now to Tool Bag Hub, something like that, he's done loads of tests and looks at other ones. So check him out on Instagram. He's got a couple that he's recommended. So let's have a look. One more question before we crack on. Let's have a look. Any more questions? Usually, no more questions, I don't think. So, moving on swiftly. We'll move on to the YouTube front. You've been on YouTube. How long have you been on doing the YouTube now?
6 months. 6 months.
So how and why did you get into YouTube? What made you jump into the scene?
I like creating content. That's what I like doing. Don't get me wrong, I like creating short form content more than the long form one. But I know people say you shouldn't do YouTube for the money, but it's more long term bits of money than you get off, let's say, TikTok. TikTok monetization needs addressing, but so I got into YouTube because I like making content.
So you was doing TikTok first. You've done TikTok for longer, do you say?
I've done TikTok for what are we on now? Probably 2.5 years. 2.5 years.
For someone that's like myself who's only been on TikTok for less than a year, maybe 6 months, how did you find it when you first started over there? I've had a bit of a up and down relationship with TikTok.
What advice are you after? You're after how to grow?
Not advice. How have you found it? As in feedback from people and the community on there. Can you hear me? Have we lost you? Hello? Are you still there, Dan?
Yeah, I'm there now.
Hello? I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Go on.
So I was just saying, how have you found the community on YouTube, on TikTok? Sorry, maybe compared to YouTube, do you find that one's better than the other, or are they about the same?
Well, TikTok is full of trolls. I would not advise doing TikTok unless you can handle the trolls. And the best way to handle them, there's multiple ways of handling them. You can reply to them. You can feed into what they want. But the best way to handle them is just to ignore them. That is really hard to do, especially if you're already in a mood. I found
with TikTok that you've got to be able to back things off and not take everyone so seriously. It's because there's people out there are just wanting you to bite, and if you bite, that you've given what they want at the end of the day.
Well, the best way to grow on TikTok, the best advice I can give you is whatever video you put out, you've got to try and get someone to latch on. You've got to try and get the trolls to latch onto it, because they're what make the video get pushed out into the algorithm. They're the comments. You know what I mean? You need the trolls to grow on TikTok.
Yeah, 100%. If you put a tick video out there that's slightly a bit controversial, you're guaranteed to get views. But if you put a video out of a nice finished bathroom, you'd be lucky to get 1,000 views.
Yeah, but it's impossible to work out the algorithm. I haven't worked it out, and I don't think anyone knows except TikTok themselves.
No, the algorithm with YouTube, with TikTok, is constantly changing, and you're never going to catch it.
No.
So before my next question, we've got another comment. It's from Mr. Mark Tiff. What's your go-to tool in the van? What gets you used the most? And what's the first tool that comes out of the van?
Oh, a tool. One single tool. It's got to be an adjustable spanner.
Yes, something different, something different, not your normal go-to hand tools. What's maybe give us something different. What we won't expect to be for you to say like an adjustable spanner.
I've say that again.
Sorry, did you break up then? So like maybe something a bit different, maybe not just like your standard adjustable spanner. Maybe is there anything else that not everyone would have in the van that you might want to give us a bit of advice as a tip? Could be anything, I suppose.
What, a random tool?
Not a random tool.
I
know what I mean. It's what's your go-to tool that's like not just your standard, not your usual stuff. Wet back radio, like Mark said.
Usual, if it's the most used. I love my my multi-tool.
Your multi-tool gets you out of shit.
That is probably my most favourite. My multi-tool is my most.
We've got a really bad signal on for you, Dan, at the moment.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. It just keeps crashing a little bit.
It's doing the same on your end.
Oh, is it? It might just be my end, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't know. It might be the app. It might be my end.
Right, let's have a look at a couple of comments before we get started again. Do you think the skills are taken out of the trade in terms of press? Right, that's a good question. This is a good question. That Aaron, do you think the skills are being taken out of the trade in terms of press gun, preform crossovers? What are your opinion on that?
He's not gonna. I am a.
You've gone. You keep going.
Yeah, it has been taken out, but I've latched onto that.
You've latched onto it. I've not moved over yet. I am on the edge of moving over to press. I know Mark has just grabbed a Nova press, so I'm eager to see what his opinion is on that. So, how long have you been doing using a press?
Pressing.
Yeah, pressing. Is that the term?
This is my third machine. So the first one, what was that? A gibber press gun. Too big, couldn't get it in anywhere. Sold it. I sold it after about 2 jobs, and then I bought a Rems, which is the one PB uses, the yellow gun style one. I bought that second hand, and basically it was faulty. So I don't know what happened to that. Did I sell it? I think I sold that one, and then I thought I don't need a press gun. I kept falling in and out of love with it. And then the Nova press came out, the smaller gun. So I bought that brand new from Press It, and don't get me wrong, it's brilliant, but you can live without it. You still need your blow lamp, because obviously in the domestic world there's a lot of microbore. I still do a lot of soldering. It is great. It's just a shame that you can't. All fittings don't fit both gas. You can't fit all fittings to both gas and water. You got any universal? You have to buy separate gas fittings, water fittings.
So does the water ones not work on? Are they? Can you not use water on gas? I don't know anything about press. I'm still very much right at the bottom.
No, it's down to the O-rings inside. So the gas fittings have yellow O-rings, and the water ones have black. There is a company out there that do make a fitting for both. That does both. But from what I heard, they're not RAS approved, so yeah.
Right, fair. I mean, I imagine it probably will come in the future, a long way down the line. Is it? Do you find press? Is it beneficial? Do you think does the cost weigh up the time wise? What I'm trying to say.
No. It definitely saves time.
I didn't expect that answer.
It definitely saves time, but the cost, especially of press, what I'm using now, is the most expensive press fitting. if anyone's looking into press, I would definitely recommend M Profile just because the fittings are at least 25% cheaper than the ones I'm using. So they're expensive.
So you crashed there? You still there?
I'm still here. Can you hear me?
It keeps crashing. Like Mark said, are you on the AOL dial-up? You won't remember that, will you?
I'm on McDonald's Wi-Fi.
Good. So one more question then.
You,
yeah, you are older than me. I'm probably youngest one on YouTube, to be honest, I think. Right, so last question before we move on to the next one. What were the channels that made you want to start YouTube? And do you think it's worth the hassle?
Oh my God. The channels that that made me want to start YouTube are the ones that I still watch now, which originally was obviously heating geeks, yourself.
I'm gonna say you got to need to at least mention me.
Yeah, and MJ Tiff, but I do watch Plum Like Tom now, but I've only found him since actually uploading myself. And right. I do watch Caprani obviously as well. Finding time to watch all of you is a nightmare.
Yeah, I've started trying to get our last to go to bed earlier so I can actually make my way through everyone's videos. That many people did it now. I like to make sure I watch everyone's content. So do you think it's worth the hassle? And finding a time to film, is it worth it? Is it not?
It's a hobby. I've only just become, let's say, monetized. I have no idea what the earnings are. So it's not worth it as in for money side of things. Certain jobs you just need to get on with, and you can't have YouTube in your head. You can't have filming in your head because it does take up quite a bit of time out of your day. So like today's combi swap, I just wanted to get that done. I didn't video any of it. Plus, I'd only just done a combi swap 2 weeks ago on YouTube. So
just do what I do and fit downstairs toilets every week for 4 weeks. People love it.
Yeah. I'm gonna start calling you the bog mechanic.
Yeah, I'll be getting a name for myself. So do get any of your final questions up. We're going to run it for about another 15, 20 minutes or so. I'm going to keep it short and sweet. We're not going to drag these on for hours. So one of my last questions for you is, what are your future plans for not only as a business, but in the social media influencer world?
Right, future plans. The business will stay the same, just a sole trader. Yeah, exactly. The business will stay the same, but I'm hoping to grow the social media world, grow into the social media world a bit more, so I can not be as full time on the business. Whether that happens, I don't know. That is the dream.
Yeah, it's a tough one to balance, and it's knowing there's that many people at it now. What you can do to stand out to grow in the social media world, I think.
As well, sorry.
So with the social media, I think it's quite hard to stand out and grow. It's finding that niche, and I think yourself, you've got, especially with your YouTube and your TikTok, you have got your own little niche, and it's you're doing well, and you have only just started out with the YouTube and you're building up, but you're definitely getting there.
Well, my initial YouTube channel was going to be aimed at the DIYers and how-tos, but that just flopped straight away. I did one day in the life video. That's what I think that got. Go on.
I find with like the how-to and DIY stuff, because I've tampered with it myself and done little bits. It's really the immediate, unless you've built a channel over a few years, the immediate views and the immediate demand for it can be a bit poor. But over a longer period of time, then views tend to slowly pick up videos as people are searching for how to fit an outside tap or how to solder a bit of pipe. Over a longer period of time, they do better. But you, as a YouTuber and someone starting out and trying to get monetized like yourself, you need it instantly. You don't want to be waiting a year for you to get the views you want.
I do enjoy the day in the life, and it is easier than doing how-tos. Although my how-to videos are still right at the bottom of the content, I do much prefer doing day in the life.
Do you tamper with any like review sort of products?
Review products, reviewing products.
Yeah, reviewing products for YouTube, TikTok, Instagram.
Other than bits that I put in my actual videos, I will, if I'm using said product, what I think is worth mentioning, I will give that a little 30-second to a minute review.
So I just want to answer this one question quickly. Prani, if you've set up your Google AdSense correctly, it should just get sent right over to you. You shouldn't have to withdraw it. Mine gets sent over monthly, so you shouldn't have to do it manually. Tell Dale he needs to pull his finger out of his ass and sort the game out. And that American tax form, mine ended up in bin. Where was we? Throw me off there now. What were I saying? Right, since I can't remember,
you're looking for a question.
Yeah, we're looking for a question. I did have one said, but that moved me off where I wanted to be. Right, that's the one I wanted to know.
Do you get work on the back of YouTube?
Do you get work off the back of YouTube or TikTok in your case?
I don't. There has been a few off TikTok, nothing off YouTube, but off TikTok. I've never done anything for them because it's normally builders, and I've learned my lesson with builders. I think you're just about learning your lesson.
Yeah, I've had a few issues with builders myself, but we keep to the ones that we know. So I've had a couple of jobs off Instagram. I've had enough YouTube. I probably have had one or two off YouTube, but never direct. They've always come through Instagram or emailed me. Nothing crazy, big jobs, just little repairs. I imagine with the more views and the further we go down the line, you probably would get bigger jobs. I've had people. I've had someone emailed me off the back of a YouTube video asking me if I'd travel to London, but it's not for me. I don't travel far. Do you work far, or do you stay fairly local?
No, everything is local. Although I did travel, day before yesterday. Tuesday, I did travel 40 minutes away, and I nearly had a heart.
I'm same. I will just stick to Leeds and surrounding areas. I don't like traveling, but I don't mind traveling, but not for work. There's enough work in my area to keep me going. There's no need for me to travel to the other side of the country to do a little bit of work. I know lads. Well, I've been offered a job with this lad. He travels from. It might be in Scotland one day. The next day he's in London. So it's not for me going up and down. I've got a young family. Yeah. I prefer to spend time with them. How have you found it with having a family? I know you've got children of your own. How have you managed the work and family balance life?
I manage it all right. I try and never work weekends. I used to, but to live, not live to work. And when the little ones are growing up, they won't want to spend time with mum and dad. They'll be off doing their own thing, and that's the time to work if you want to work.
Yeah, I couldn't
You
agree
don't
more
want
with
to
you
miss
there.
out on the childhood.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with you there. I don't work weekends either. And I'll have a day off here and there when they maybe have a day off from school, and I'll go later on in life when, like you say, when they're older, they don't want to spend time with you. You can work more then. These lads that are working, lads and ladies, should I say? No, it shouldn't be sexist. If they're going to work at 7 a.m, not getting home until 9 o'clock at night, I'd rather do that maybe later on in life and have and not miss out on the memories with the kids.
100%.
Good. So I'm running out of all my questions. How long we've been going? 36 minutes. So if anyone has got any more questions, do drop in the comments below, because we're going to be wrapping up shortly. Have you got any final words you want to say? Do you want to do any shameless plugging? Do you want to?
I'm not.
Have you got a message you want to say? Anything? Have you got any questions for me? You might have a question for me.
Well, I actually want to know what your future plans are with your media.
So with my social media.
Yeah. YouTube.
So
Your hopes.
Plans wise, I'm aiming. It's a big aim. So I'm just short of 7,000 subscribers. Only 67 last time I looked. So if you haven't subscribed, please go subscribe and get me to 7K. That would be amazing. But my main aim for YouTube is I'm starting to look into the sponsorship sort of thing now. I want to start having maybe getting a sponsor. And growing the channel more, still doing the same thing, so to say, with the day in the lives. But then midweek, if you're not familiar with the channel, I'm trying to mix it up a little bit and not do a day in the life every Sunday, Wednesday. So Sunday, guaranteed, you're going to be a day in the life. Midweek, you might get a review, you might get a how-to, you might get a live video like we're doing today, where I'm interviewing someone, or whether I'm by myself, might have a van tour, might have a tool bag tour. So that's how I'm going forward with my channel, with my videos. But my main aim for this year, which is probably too big, I'm trying to aim for 10K. I think it might be a bit too much. That's 3,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So I'm going to have to really push hard for that.
How much have you grown in the last 5 months? How much have you grown in the last 5 months?
At least 2, I think. At least 2,000.
So it's doable.
Doable with a big push, and there's a big community of people, which I think, and I've got friends on here now, yourself, Nathan, Mark. We could all help each other out, and there's loads of people on Instagram that help and share my stuff and help me get my subscriber count going upwards. It's continuing to go upwards. I just don't want to see that red arrow coming back down. And then in regards to, like yourself, I'm over Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. I'm trying to get videos out every day. I'm wanting to get that pushing up and doing more on there. I'm the opposite. I find it harder to make short form content and remembering to film something. It's easy to edit, not easy to edit, but easier to edit, but it's just remembering to do the short form stuff. So I need to get more out on the TikTok front. Instagram, it's going really well at the moment. I'm happy with the progress I'm making. But yeah, so to conclude all that together, my main thing is maybe a sponsorship deal with somebody and working with brands and doing a bit more brand ambassador, influencer, the influencer hashtag. Yeah.
I seen your plug for fuel.
So right, it just come to me this morning. Right, it's my new thing. For 30 days, I'm going to try for 30 days. Every day, I am going to try my best to get Huel. Because let's face it, waifu needs some competition in the tradespeople game. So I think Huel is a perfect 100% meal meal replacement drink. It's got 26 vitamins and minerals. It's vegan, gluten-free, full source fiber, protein. It's amazing. You can get it in more shops these days as well. It's only about £3 to £4, depending what shop you're in, and it's perfect for any tradesman on the go. Anybody think I'm getting paid to say this, but I'm not. I'm just really plugging Huel to try sponsor me. So Huel, if you are watching, drop into my DMs.
I'd buy it just off that.
Oh, thanks. At least I got one sale. Caprani, thanks for watching, mate. We will definitely have to do this next time. Maybe next month we'll get you on and we can have a chat and talk things all Caprani plumbing and heating. Let's have a look. What other questions before we go? How does it feel to? Let's have a quick one. Dan J, how does it make you both feel, knowing that you're helping apprentices and fellow engineers with your videos? I'll let you go with that.
I enjoy it when you get a nice comment back saying, "What? I never thought of that. I've been a plumber for 40 years. I never thought of that." I enjoy that. But every tip and stuff that I give, I think every single one anyway, that I've not actually learned off the back. I've not made it. I've copied off somebody else. You know what I mean? So yeah, you do get a bit of satisfaction, but the guy who thought of it deserves all the credit.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. It's I when I first started YouTube, I can go into another video later down the line why I got into YouTube, but when I first started YouTube, I said to myself, I said to my partner when I first started out, I said, if I can help one person from every video, I'll be happy. So when I'm getting comments in below saying that it's helped them out or they've used this tip and it's helped them on a job, or I get apprentices messaging me all the time saying thanks for the videos and it's really helped them get them through their courses. So yeah, I'm the same. It's really good to know, especially from apprentices and young lads and lasses, that when I first started out, there probably were YouTubers. I think PB were going for years. I don't know whether it was when I was apprentice, but I never had, not to my knowledge anyway, anyone to go look for and refer to other engineers other than my bosses at the time who I was doing my apprenticeship with. So I think if you are watching for the first time and you're not on the social media world for Instagram, especially because of the community over there, get yourself on Instagram because anyone will help you out. You can drop in anyone's DMs and they will help you out. As far as I'm aware, anyone that I've ever asked for help, they've helped me out. So, last question before we wrap it up. It is Mick McGinn. What is your least favourite job?
Ooh. Anything to do with the sunny flow.
I couldn't agree anymore. I've found recently a sunny flow specialist in my area, and he's local to me. So any sunny flow calls I get out just go straight his way. I don't even touch them. I'll fit them, but repair wise, see you later. Mark, if you're still watching, that hotel, that bed and breakfast that you do, where you've opened that sunny floor, I don't know how many times. You're a braver man than me.
He's changed it now. He's changed it.
Oh yes, he did. He put a new one in. He'll be back though to repair it because they always put in, especially in bed and breakfast, they're always putting baby wipes and well, past 9 o'clock yet. Well, no, condoms and that down it. It's yeah, he's going to be back there. What's that? Daniel, you lads are brilliant. Daniel, thank you for that. It means a lot to both of us. The feedback.
Yeah, he does 100%.
I was watching. So
and he's got the best name.
We've got a lot of Dans in the group today. Mr. Lowe for Sheffield, the funniest man in my comments.
Oh, I seen him on your last live. He had me in stitches.
Honestly, it's some of the stuff he comes out with. I've got to read it about 4 times before I realise what his joke is. He's like how that's his daddy's got some funny jokes, but you've got to think about it. And then you're like, oh, yeah, get it. You know, it's one of them sense of humours. Cleaning out gunged up traps beneath urinals. That is a nasty job. I did one at a factory over in Bramley a few months ago now. Probably longer than that.
I think you videoed that one.
I can't remember if I did, but with urinal, and when piss goes solid, it crystallizes for the apprentices and it blocks constantly. They must have to. I've chopped this out at least twice. Plenty of fall, so it's flowing away, but you're guaranteed it will crystallize and will block up again. I've seen 2-inch pipes solid with crystallized piss, and it's awful and it stinks. There's no worse job.
I don't actually mind them ones. I could do that.
Could you?
Chopping up a shit that I can't do.
The worst. It's going back to the thing of drainage. My worst job that I can do is drainage. And one of the videos you've probably seen at my stories. I've done little clips of it. And it's one of my biggest regrets. I didn't put my camera up to film. I had a block toilet. It was for a friend of mine. A long vertical run of soil pipe above a doorway. I thought I got the blockage out, so I thought I got it out and not. So I thought, right, I'm gonna have to dismantle the soil pipe. And I went up a ladder, pulled this soil pipe apart. Oh, I have never moved so fast in my life. I jumped off that ladder, nearly broke my neck. Shit come flying out of this this toilet. I was gipping for I don't even know how long. Customer come running out saying, "What is that smell?" It stunk. I asked customer to flush toilet and even more come out. It were awful. And then Muggins here had the job of scooping it up and putting it into bin bags and put it in bin. It was honestly vile.
I remember seeing the aftermath. I think you videoed the aftermath.
Yeah. I regret not getting that on footage. It would have made perfect content. I think I'd gone viral with that. It's always, I don't know about yourself, but don't you find when something goes wrong or something like that, you never get it on film? I've lost you. Yeah, he's still there. He's frozen. Are you there? Yeah. So do you not think like when something goes wrong, you're never filming? I don't know about you, but I know for me it is anyway.
No, you're right. You never got the camera out. I think you did. Didn't you drill through a pipe? Through a floor?
Oh, yes. Yeah, that's Carvely. Oh, yeah, that I shit myself that I burnt my hand. I had about 3rd-degree burns on my hand. Drill through the floor for my rod tail. And my measurements, and it was a while ago since I first fixed it, to be honest. My measurements must have been wrong, and I've drilled straight through this pipe. And in all fairness, I think I know why it was. Basically, the floorboard underneath was supported by another floorboard, so someone had screwed the floorboard up to take the weight. So I drilled through it, and I thought I'd hit a joist, so I just kept on going, just to try and go all the way through the joist, basically. And it turns out there was a pipe there. And as you can imagine, boiling hot water, the heating had been on. So straight up in my face, black stains up, nice painted walls. Luckily, I was all right. Brighton keeper playing a blinder tonight. New boy. Who playing Brighton and who? Is it Man U? Up the whites. That's what I say. So we're going to call it a night. Thank you, Dan, for joining us. It has been much appreciated. And I think everyone in the chat has enjoyed it. We've had plenty of views. And I'm more than happy with what we've got here. Have you got anything you want to say?
No, just thank you for having me on. I'm sorry if my McDonald's Wi-Fi has let me down.
No, honestly, it has been a pleasure, and we'll have to do it again sometime in the future. So if you haven't already, do go check out That's On It That Way, Dan's Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Go subscribe to all of them. I've got his YouTube in the comments, but in the description below, I will put in his Instagram and his TikTok afterwards. So do make sure you go give him a subscribe. He is new on the scene for YouTube, and he's got big things to come. So thank you all for watching. Don't forget to hit this like button. It does mean a lot when you hit the like button. It helps with the algorithm. So I will see you all again sometime. Thank you and good night.